Trust me, this is the least bad setup I could find. So it works. But
Yeah, it works fine.
yeah, nothing
You're on
nothing
the
else to
wall
do.
right outside of the. You're right on the wall right outside the kitchen.
Exactly. Kitchen, living room, dog somewhere off center. It's a mess, but it's great.
Where are you?
I'm in Brooklyn,
Nice.
all the
I
way
love
down by
Brooklyn.
Coney Island.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, it's a
What?
spot. You got better weather than I do, I suspect.
I'm in Vegas.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll
Yeah.
do it. Uh,
How about Brooklyn? How about the Nets, though?
listen. I was a fan when they were in Jersey and terrible, so I earned this. I
I
earned
love
them.
that. I love when Jason Kidd was with them.
That was the one time that otherwise they would draft someone and he would die. Like they were notoriously bad at being good.
I liked when Jason Kidd would go off a little on him.
Oh yeah, because he was an actual good player and was like, everyone around me sucks. This is not acceptable. Yeah. No,
Anyway, I'm
I'm
glad. I'm glad they look so strong. I mean, it's so much fun to watch a great. Like that's almost like waiting for something to explode. Watching those kind of players. So.
And trust me, I'm a Met and a Jet fan, so I don't get to be happy with my sports normally. So this is well earned. I was just talking to I think it's Aaron Sorkin like a week or two ago, and he's also a Met and a Jet fan. And that
I
was
love it. I'm sorry, I love Aaron Sorkin. So.
same. So I was like somewhat in shock, but we're both Met and Jet fans, so we both were just like we're miserable. So when we win, we get to be obnoxious for a little bit.
Were you talking about his last show he did?
The movie, Trial of Chicago 7. So the
I used to hang around with Paul Krasnow.
Yeah.
You know who Paul was?
The
He
name's
was right on the right. He was one of those guys, but off.
Oh yeah, one of those two. Like, why are we here?
Yeah, and he was a great. He did some great satire, and we just talked about. I mean, I love that whole thing. I met William Kunstler a couple times. So
yeah.
Anyway,
no, all good.
I'm old. So
listen, trust me, I don't feel super young either. I grew up watching Life with Louie, so
all right.
It's funny. I hadn't thought about it in forever, and then I realized that anytime someone says that name, I think of the theme song because I just do the name Louie, or like the long Louie at the very end. Like I realized that it just imprinted in my brain. So it's just so interesting that with the Coming to America sequel, you have a character that you haven't played in a while, and then there's a cartoon character that is still widely available on YouTube, and I'm sure on a million places where people stumble upon it as they're looking for things. Is there something interesting about I haven't done this work in a while, but people are still coming back to it? Like, what kind of satisfaction does that bring?
Yeah, that's in 30 some. I think it's 33 years, right, since the first one.
Something like that.
And I doubt that ever there's been a week that someone hasn't brought it up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot. That being from the drivers who used to pick me up when I'd go to New York, usually New York drivers were from other countries, and they would go, "You're the fry guy, man. You're the fry guy." And they would go, "I came to this country because of your movie." I go, "Well, it wasn't my movie, but thank you."
Like, I'll take the credit. Yeah.
It really did resonate with me about how far something travels and how much it means to people, and you don't know it. You don't have any idea that it means something.
Oh yeah.
And it was great, and it was great seeing Eddie and Arsenio and John Amos and all the people that I Lisa and the people I was in scenes with, and
everyone is sort of a little bit evolved, but still kind of the same character, which is a choice. It's to be nostalgic in that way, and I guess you got the biggest pay raise of the cast in terms of the characters because at the fry station in Queens as opposed to the location in Zamunda, I feel like they paid to relocate that character.
You know what? You're probably right, and I didn't really put that together till you just said it. But you're probably right, and that was that. That was my first film experience, really doing anything substantial, and met with John Landis, and Eddie had known from stand-up so much in Arsenio, but it was great. It was a great experience, and we fell right back into it. You know, it was just like right back into it. We started talking about stand-up, and I said, you know, I know you want to go on tour. I hope you get to. And this was before the pandemic really hit. And I told him he could open for me if he wants, you know, to get the rust off, which he laughed. You know, he's got a great sense of humor. And we just fell right back into it.
Well, that's the thing. And when I mentioned, when I was talking to Craig, the director, about it, like there is something about, you got to know how to talk to someone a certain way when you want to have a certain relationship with them. And I think, especially like an Eddie Murphy or any, you know, big person, that too many people don't talk to them like they're human beings anymore. And, you know, obviously there's some who it gets to their head, and there's some who just, wait, no, I was a stand-up comedian just like you. Like, talk to me like I'm a human being. Like, talk to me like I'm an actor. We're comedians in this movie. Like, talk to me about comedy. Talk to me like, there's something to be said for like approaching them as a human being, and it shows even in just like small interactions in the performances.
You know, and he was like that with so many people, and I always thought it must be hard. That's why I learned how famous he was when we'd be on Queens Boulevard, and his bus door would open, his dressing room bus, and the fence, there were 5,000 people, and the fence would bow in.
Oh boy.
And I go, oh, this is fame right here. This is real fame right here. And you know, he was great. He was I was looking at 48 Hours not too long ago, and how great he was in that. And then all of his stuff where he kind of you know, Nutty Professor, and you know, that genre of the stuff with the clumps, and that he's just a great actor. You know, I saw him in Mr. Church. I don't know if you saw that movie.
Drama.
And I went, this guy, why didn't he get a supporting actor nod for best actor? He's a really great actor, man.
I think that's a lot. It happens a lot with actors who get sort of not pigeonholed necessarily, but you're at a certain level and you're known for comedy, or you're known for whatever. Nobody writes a role for you to do that, and nobody sends you the script. You know, you list, like Adam Sandler's another one. It's a bigger deal when he does a drama. Not that he's not good at them, he's great at them, but it takes someone to go, oh, I thought of you for this, because everybody thinks of him for a comedy, and he has his own, you know, cottage industry of comedies that, you know, make $1 billion, or they go on Netflix, so he can do his own thing. It's, you know, it's harder. It's easier, I think, when you aren't known for something, when you're just, oh, you're known as an actor, you can just do what you do. You know?
Two things for those guys like Eddie. They work all the time. Ever since the first time they worked, they've been working, both of them. And people take shots at them for not turning out 50 masterpieces. I mean, when you make a movie, or you don't think this isn't going to be anything but great. That's what you go, you know, I mean, I'm always amazed. People have no idea that watch the movie how much it takes to make a movie. And so I'm not very fast on judging people's work.
Oh yeah, I mean, nobody sets out to make a bad movie. So even like something that's terrible,
nobody does.
There's a reason. It's very rare that you watch something and you go, okay, this was a bad idea that was badly executed, was bad intentions behind it. Something went awry, but you know, short of like, you know, hardcore propaganda where you're like, ooh, this is meant to like hurt people. You know, they all want to entertain and make a buck and then make people happy. It's the,
you know what he did in Coming to America that I was impressed with? He answered every question and tied up every loose end.
Oh yeah.
And I appreciated that. I really did. And I love Craig. He's great. He's a great director, man.
Oh yeah. No, he brings out the best in him. So before we wrap up, I was just curious, because it is, you know, a smaller character, but definitely someone who, you know, fans enjoyed, and I'm sure, and like I said, people have brought up to you over the years. When you knew you were doing it, obviously you assumed it was probably going to be a similar size role again, but did you think about where the character might have been in the time, like what he was up to that made him go, yeah, I'll move to Zamunda, that's cool?
I mean, I think this was the family he found.
Yeah.
So I think that's what happened to the character. I think he was lucky. I think he felt like, oh, I'm glad I got this job and I'm going to keep working and things are going to be, I think this is a family. I think he found a family.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I mean, I think that's what he's been doing.
Yeah, it makes sense. And yeah, like, worked out well for him. So it certainly paid off. I'm sure, if he had quit, what are you going to be at McDonald's instead?
I think that he would have been maybe, but he would have not been appreciated. And I think that that's another part of the movie, and especially John Amos, seeing him again.
Oh yeah.
He's a definite strong figure in this whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
That I don't know if people realize what a icon he is.
And could easily have been a villain from the first one. And
yes,
you find out he's not when he like tears up the check in the first movie. So, there's something to be said. I know we're out of time. So
I know just one more thing I just want to say. John Amos made it possible for a lot of things that Eddie has done. From the TV he did and that. I mean,
yeah,
Eddie's championed people and kept friends out of all this. So I respect that about him.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I love the project and I enjoyed talking to you.
Awesome. No, my pleasure. Thank you. And congratulations on this. This was fun. But yeah, no, I think that's a great quality to end on, him, remembering the people who helped him, because what else do we want in life except, a please and a thank you.
That's it. So thank you, by the way.
Awesome. You're welcome. Take care, man. Stay safe.
You too.